really meet them, I feel.
For sure, both suffering from some roster turmoil mid-year around that Toronto point, and then both bouncing back when necessary to qualify for champions. And it only feels right that EDG are going to begin their journey here at Champs 2025 playing on Abyss. That was the final map in the best of 5 against Heretics, where they lifted that trophy at the end of last year. Let's see if they can get things started off on the right foot against an NRG with a devious composition.
The double duelist for EDG. I mean, in the previous map pool, I think 4 of the maps they'd like to come on the double duelist. Yeah, I mean, in the previous map pool, this Euro, curious to see how it plays out here. And again, the Battle of Salt Harbor. Curious to see how that plays out. Martyr on that Yoru here as well.
EDG have been playing a lot of double duelists throughout the second stage. 4 of the maps in the pool that has been their go-to, and it's been the Neon Yoru especially.
NRG starting on defense here. They're going to push off A early and find very little. And the sounds of that Al drone reach Scuba's ears. He'll have to play back behind his smoke.
And now this utility from Brock really just serves to delay so the rest of NRG can get towards B and play for this retake. You know, a situation where that Harbor is definitely going to excel.
And around we wrap. Nobody will be first contact here. Up on the corner. Jenny as well, expecting a push here off connector, and he's going to get a Scuba and Nobody doesn't have the stopping power to put NRG to bed.
Smokey अकेला है, Smokey अकेला भाई ये सीन तो यार चैंपियंस फाइनल है
but this is pretty telegraphed. NRG have a decent idea, so Smokey gets on the move.
बाकी था यही सीन था.
Headshot to bring him down, but now Brock will be waiting on the other side. Smokey's going to rock in a hard place, but it's a right call. Man, you'd sooner forget if you're an NRG player. Brutal. What a way to open the account, a Red Bull clutch off the rip.
That is absolutely stunning. I thought they nerfed that. That's what I heard. Nope. That second shot was crazy. Brock in such a tough position, being forced to jump from that cliffside.
Oh, just a glimpse.
What a beautiful little tap there as well. Oh my God. And that's after EDG, they go for that heavy commitment.
Fuck no, bro. Fuck no. Pistol जीत गए वो.
Oh my God, what a way to start.
जीता हुआ राउंड हार गया NRG.
It's a 3v1 that falls flat for them.
A second.
And so EDG get off to the races in the best way possible.
NRG set themselves up for such an excellent retake with that early push out of A. Brock delaying on the site. All for naught.
They did everything right, why? But sometimes it's about the power of the individual. NRG have a few of those, though, to their name. Up towards tower side here, Gigi wants to take the fight. He knows he's advantaged in terms of weaponry. Jenny able to follow up. Plenty of plays on this crossfire, and Ethan can really only offer a token resistance.
Oh my God, it's Smoggy!
He's looking ice cold right now. Smoggy absolutely on point. You know, now one of the things coming into this match that I was really looking at, speaking about this EDG double duelist, is the fact that they're going up against NRG, whom in their group in Stage 2 of Americas, 4 of the 5 teams they went up against were double duelist teams. They are so experienced against the play style that this composition demands that EDG in that regard definitely have to be worried.
But this is the first time we've seen Abyss make its way back into the pool since Bangkok, Wyatt.
Yeah, we had no idea what to expect in terms of the compositions here. Saw him under a lot of pressure early. Has to place the code just to be safe. Nice shot.
Challenges through the code. Cascade attempted at Smoke. He's going to find him through it. Perhaps shouldn't have stepped out of that.
First match to
now that mid control firmly in the hands of EDG. They spent for it. And now they could go anywhere.
That's already 7 on the board for Smoggy. Absolutely crazy. A barrier orb is up in mid. It cuts off the B to mid link right now. NRG trying to re-clear into A main. Take some space. They've got Ethan pushed up in the corner, but at the moment he is all alone. Yeah, Brock has retreated towards Heaven. This is dangerous.
Leaping across is too dangerous. It's a one and done. He can't even find the frag. And now Brock from security has to try and hope to put this push to an end. But EDG are going to run in numbers. 4 deep now as they tentatively make their way out onto A. Slowly into the backside. You can see Marta's trying to get in position, but Brock can only speculate from this spot.
Chichu just tapping that spike to draw out some of the utility. Does so effectively. Thrown out for the reclear. That's going to get the ping onto him, I believe. No, broken just in time. Swing out from Mata. Uses that isolated 1v1.
Paranoid here is going to put Brock out of commission for a couple of moments. Slowly here through backside. Finally, Scuba arriving at the scene, but it's a bit of a wasteland for him there, and Kang is ready to receive him. At this point, Brock might be better served holding onto his weapon.
No choice but to save. EDG converting on their bonus round now. Offers some serious aggression initially up towards mid, which is a benefit of having the Neon for sure. That is a lot of ground to cover for people that are walking at normal speeds, but not the Neon. I mean, that is one of the big issues that you have to confront when you're playing on Abyss. The map is massive. You have to just cover so much ground at all times.
Brock
going to be able to save that rifle at the very least.
Smoggy finally put to bed after a ridiculous opener in this game. 7-1 currently. Note that Simon's got that Reckoning online. Also kills as Jenny turned up on him.
And look, at least in Americas, this NRG team has
a really
deep map pool. It's only really Sunset and Vine where they were struggling. Everything else they were looking very solid on, and that includes Icebox, which has been swapped out for Abyss. Now, Icebox, that was EDG's worst map. Now they get Abyss back, which at least in 2024 was a great map for them. So that's just a bad situation for NRG to be in, and we have to find out if Abyss is going to be a competent enough map to replace Icebox in their pool, which was so solid.
Definitely a bit of a hit to this NRG squad. Bonka are already in the boys' ears. It's a timeout called just prior to round number 4. And I think they're going to have to adapt to this pace we're seeing from EDG up mid. It's early drone onto NRG. B, maybe pull some players out. That library control they are slamming. Jenny just pointing down mid. Also, Kang with great mobility on that Yoru. EDG can cover a lot of this map, and the rotations are slow for defenders. Pulling them out of position with the misdirection that Yoru could provide can really soften up these sites in advance.
I do like this early timeout call from Bonker. I think this is the right time to do it, honestly. The team is going to be able to force up, especially around Psalm's Reckoning here. Another tool that is very effective for a retake situation that NRG can find themselves in. And I think that's really going to be the name of the game for them, playing for big retakes around this Harvard utility. But they have to make sure they don't lose too much of that map control early, lose players getting picked off early in these isolated situations like we saw in the prior round.
Dart there. Not getting any catches. Kang's having to walk up here, and it looks like a ping out on Ethan. He has to give that ground away, deploy the one-way, and that energy scrabbling back on the side to try and get decent. Ethan gets involved though, saves his teammate's life, and Kang is down early.
Ends up being the perfect double face and the ideal situation for NRG. They have Psalm just jiggle peeking towards top mid right now.
Pretty standard high-low.
Expired, and they can relax. They can slow the pace of the game, allow EDG to execute where they intend on doing so, play for retake with the Reckoning and that man advantage.
Nobody.
Let's go, Scuba. Let's go.
He's playing for an info push up, but Scuba and Mata with that high-low setup over at B.
अगर यहाँ पे वो दोनों मर जाते हैं
तो while that orb was being taken, Smoggy catches a very low HP Brock on that rotate. It's just Ethan on the A side. Really, his only job at this point is to stay alive, right? Just teleport away back towards spawn.
The retake potential is there behind this Reckoning, so NRG might look to play a little safer off this side. It is just Ethan who's pinged out. Paranoia already loaded up, and there'll be a res here on Kang bringing the Yoru back into the fray. Here's the high tide. More stall now. Reckoning going to be deployed. Slow orbit Ethan's feet.
There's just such little time for EDG that Psalm is ready to commit that ult.
Oh no, timing.
The wrong side of the wall here is going to have to probably get to the backside at some point, and there's already a timer.
All on Ethan. It's all on Ethan.
From the backside. Kang and Chichi to go down on the side. They cannot get the spike stack. Chichi, last standing, trying to get away in a tower, but there's a wall in his way, one of his own design. He'll fight for his life and lose it. Scuba for 4.
Well, that beautiful timing on the flank is how he collects those 4. NRG offers so much delay. I love that decision from Psalm. Rotated so fast to assist Ethan, who realizes that the optimal play became staying in this site. You know, just that added time, even from the res. Of course, you want to get that extra player alive, but it did buy some time for the rotate from Psalm to come over, and that Reckoning ends up being perfect. That wall as well, high tide thrown down. You don't want to walk through that.
Got to be vindicating for Bonka, who likely called for a slowdown off play from NRG. Which is absolutely in their wheelhouse. Defensive team with great drilling and fundamentals. They're going to have to deal with a bit more pressure on the A side, and it's a gate crash now as Mata repositions up in tower.
Just gets right back towards that heaven side. Still have Scuba posted up, watching towards the cliff.
Oh no, Kang की ओर से नहीं बचेगा भाई पागल.
Now that is going to pull players in that mid direction. Kang very quickly getting a scope weapon in hand.
मतलब कोई नया बंदा है ना Kang की ओर के किश तो नहीं बचेगा.
Indexing in the read that this is going to be a hit towards B, and as it stands, they are absolutely correct. Scuba has a
push up. Harden. It's volatile. Messi. And Chichu delivers. Mana and Som trespass in his domain, and they're punished for it. Scuba with the great round previously cannot hold his own on the site. Nobody digs him out. And Brock might be forced into yet another save.
Oh my god.
Chichu is loving using that wall over on the right side to get over on top of that bookshelf and have the swing over top. We haven't really seen it play out, but it is a cool idea. NRG getting very aggressive there, trying to get the mid-round re-clear towards the orb, and they are fully punished for that.
They're looking to take a timing there to push up for info. Doesn't pan out for them. Now, EDG, I mean, you hear from Kang in that press conference, says that he feels much of their run here at Champions kind of rises and falls on Jenny. But they're giving him grace, not putting too much pressure on the relative newcomer to this team. He's been put in a pretty pivotal role, right? Like the main entry, playing the non-Yoru duelist, really has to be able to channel and exude some confidence out here on the biggest stage of his career.
Yeah, a player who joined up with this all-time great squad midway through the year, was on their academy team, and has been playing some very quality duelist games to get them into this position. This is a great start for EDG. They've got NRG back on an eco, one hero rifle for Mata when we get back into this. Mata's yet to get much accomplished early in this game, but we have seen on several occasions throughout America's Stage 2, regular stage, and playoffs, Mata will have a slow start to a game and then suddenly go nuclear and bring them right back in.
You can never count him out. Not the kind of guy that seems to just suffer mentally from slow starts. And Mata has really looked to take some real estate here. Another surely. Jenny steps out, Mata realizing he's about to get pinched. So can pull out, over back towards the security.
Just sending that gate crash back towards the B direction, playing A for the moment. Brock wants to use this timing to get some info towards B main, but it's in mid where EDG are just slowly contacting forward. With Mata teleporting away, they know that they can just garner that space for free.
There was a double face for a moment there, but Som might have to give it up. Might be able to put it back together here with Brock.
Crazy hard time just gets thrown down in the moment.
All right, classic there for Som. Best he could do was Jenny. Once again, Smoggy doubles down. Nobody's going to serve himself up here as Goober eventually gets the job done, but up on high, it was Chichu. Now Ethan has to come back in with nothing but a classic that High Tide still in play.
Chichu is about to have an opportunity for a rest as well with the spike going down.
Okay,
exposed, but he's able to bring nobody back into the game, and he comes back with a Hunter's Fury of all things. Mata might have been spotted there, getting up on box here. Smoggy challenging, Jockey's good. He has hit the ground running on stage, and now Ethan with only 20 points of health. Not remotely enough. EDG with a 4-round lead, and it's widening.
Smoggy is just having an electric game right now. 11 for 2. Comes in for the trade. What a transfer off the song. That was sick. So sick. Bullets bring out the Mata. Damn, he is playing so well individually.
And that's after NRG get that first kill from mid, that push up for Mata.
Yeah, they just don't have the weaponry after the fact outside of Mata to accomplish much when the round gets scrappy.
So here, double face.
They've got a full buy, they've got an AWP on Mata, and they have 4 ultimates in their arsenal.
Can't come with Dimensional Drift though, and you'll notice there's a lot to work with for EDG as well.
And we might get an AWP battle between Kankan and Mata, or maybe it won't even happen at all. Saw him going down on that jiggle peak. Not expecting the operator to be in play. And this is really a matchup of one of the greatest operas of all time in Kong Kong versus Mata, who I think is the best opera coming out of Americas right now.
Currently with the record of Americas for number of aces, and he's got it in one season. 10 aces from Mata.
Alone on this site, going to feel the pressure of the dimensional drift, but this is simply to draw the attention of NRG towards A.
Can't be having that happen. Marta at least able to get out of trouble there.
Now NRG, they still do have 2 anchors on this B site. EDG trying to make the way
Yes.
here.
Kang had the gate crash away, so he's not involved in this.
Kang.
Stash over at B for now. Marta's still able to be a factor in this round. 32 seconds left. EDG have got to go for it.
That was a nice little trade. Still has that steel guard, and this might be the opportunity to use it.
Ethan managed to get up in heaven though. Here's that Hunter's Fury looking to probing. It's searching. Even a steel guard had committed to that effect. EDG able to get through those ultimates now. Have a plan down for themselves. Follow up on it and nobody.
यहाँ से डिफ्यूज ले ले मैं तो कहूँगा डिफ्यूज ले ले
That was an excellent play from Ethan, the paranoia into the teleport across. Nobody had no idea what was coming. Kong going to have to go crazy right now. Holding the cross, what a shot!
What a correction, but now he's out of the fight and out of the rounds.
Let's go.
A very important relief valve here for NRG.
इससे ज़्यादा अगर EDG round जीतती है.
Big investment.
पर फिर NRG.
Crucial second shot comes through from Mata. Ethan recovering that operator. I love the way that NRG played that retake.
EDG की attacking.
You had the 2 EDG players facing the cross. There was so much utility pressure onto nobody backside. Once Ethan hits him with that paranoia, he's able to teleport right in this moment. Gets that very crucial
2023 के winners.
NRG's IGL playing that situation very perfectly.
Just a dirty flick from Kang there from Crows though. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, that was mental. All right, Genie here with that overdrive going to pick up the Bucky.
Early flash off rip. Ping on Kang, pretty telling. EDG are adamant though about this A side. Ethan hoping to stall this out as much as possible. Obviously Ethan and Brock have been manning this side of the map. Here's the fast lane. Jenny's going to go for it now. Not much to see here.
Jenny का kill है. Jenny मरना चाहिए. Jenny मरना चाहिए भाई. Hello.
That's big. Both duelists out of the game and he
Oh
wants more.
no.
But that'll be the end of the 8
What the fuck
anchors.
is going on in
now
this
it's
match?
NRG needed to rotate in.
Somehow again, by the way, Chichu was just 1 orb away from getting a res. That is crazy. Nobody, what a shot to find on a flanking Scuba.
A dirty angle for Smoggy as well.
And Scuba has gone for a play like that before. Nobody was reading that perfectly.
Smoggy's dropped down. Dimensional drift notes both EDG players up close here and nobody's already found Mata. Here's Smoggy yet again. Never far from the kill free. The left side at least. 6-2, favoring EDG.
And even if he didn't find that, Chichu was already over the top, ready to fight NRG immediately on that retake effort. Fair attempt from Brock, who is a very trustworthy site anchor for this NRG team, but ultimately they are still overwhelmed. This is a critical moment though. Scuba on a couple of these retakes towards the A side has gone for that long flank through main. Nobody well prepared for that. Crosshair placement was perfect. And once he collects that kill, 3-on-2 where they can just focus forward, it's all too easy.
Here's the variation. The push up mid here for Mata potentially. Remains just at library for now. Kang has eyes for A main with the off.
It's high tide from Psalm gets thrown very deep towards the attacker's side of mid. So they absolutely know there could be some pressure coming from NRG. They could be walking down, trying to take forward angles. Just as Mata is playing a library right now without Sheriff.
Kang just making sure there's no cheesy crossfire setups in A main. The one-way is refreshed. Mata cancels out back towards spawn side.
Of course, Kong does pick up that operator again, which is of note. The mid-round EDG begin to gather up towards this B-side, seemingly.
Yeah, Kang obviously can rejoin them easily enough with the gate crash.
NRG, they are gambling on this B-site, however, so things could get dangerous for EDG.
And Kang couldn't get enough information about the lack of defenders at A. EDG can't make a truly informed decision about hitting this site. They just have to commit.
Psalm gets 1 kill here, will have the reckoning.
Jenny.
Oh my god, pure chaos, pure
Relay ball going to be thrown out. Chichu follows it up beautifully. Jenny is now in and around the side. Making his way towards connector, finds one. It's the classics ringing out. Ethan gets himself a consolation. A gun recovery of a Somnak. Can he make use of it on the other side of this high tide? Gets himself Chichu, but it's going to take more than that. And Brock doesn't have it. Not this time.
These executes from EDG have just been overwhelming for NRG to handle. They had every single player on that B site. They didn't have the best weaponry, of course, but it still just looks all too easy.
Chichu, that is
I mean, he's really been a menace as well. He's put up 12 kills. It's just that Smoggy has had, I think, the flashier kills and does have 14, but that duo are going absolutely crazy.
And NRG are really segmenting off the side as they hit it, right? It's Cascade, there's a high tide, there's Omen smokes, trying to, compartmentalize these little engagements. As you mentioned, they didn't have the guns for it. Now we're all turning up in mid. Fast push to library for Jenny.
Brock gets that Hunter's Fury online with a collection of the A-main orb. EDG taking a lot of space towards mid, just cycling these dark covers.
They've driven a wedge straight up the middle of the map here. And now, looking to give that space up, maybe punish a re-clear.
You can see NRG, they of course have concerns about that. It's Ethan jump spotting towards that B link side. Mana focus on B with the operator, but shouldn't have any opportunities to take a shot in this round. It looks like EDG, they're ready to just go for this A side, execute, and Kong wants to cut off a rotator with the off face down mid.
This denial of information and nothing spotted by the Aldro means that Brock is pretty concerned about mid to B, or someone hitting him from their side of the map. And that's going to be a straight main push here for EDG. Uber has to be ready. Shield wall, of course, active. Brock might have to drop down off security, off tower rather. There could be a wall in his way. He's on the side. Look at how broken up it is, but Jenny's having to take the 1 versus 1. Scooby here looking to step back. Reckoning in play. Jenny, unperturbed, unfazed, unbothered, and gets his second. Plant stuck.
भाई कसम से भाई ये इस मैप में नियॉन यूज कर रहे हैं और ये जीत रहे हैं.
They're just getting completely outgunned. Mana a little bit too fast on the shot just then.
Just some nerves maybe showing up there.
None for Jenny, pushes for more.
इतनी बकवास हो गई NRG भाई मैंने क्वालीफाई मारा है नहीं.
And now it's just Ethan
ऐसा नहीं होना
with that
चाहिए
take.
भाई इतनी घटिया खेलेगी ये.
Being able to start
टीम
on
से आ रही है
defense
टीम इस मैप में नियॉन
throughout
यूज कर रहे हैं
America's when
नियॉन.
NRG for the most part, outside of maybe one map against Sen on Grove, when they've had blowout wins, it's come from starting on defense and being an absolute
just crushing
wall.
Fuck no.
But EDG are running them over. A lot of it due also to just individual skill right now. They are dipping them in the gun duels. Like they are straight up just winning these fights against NRG anchors consistently.
That's how NRG are trying to set the playing field though. With all of this controller util on these sites as they're being executed on, NRG are asking for these pockets of play where they can take 1v1s, but they are losing out to young guns like this guy. Jenny, just dominant. And again, the wild card here for EDG where they've made rise or fall, and so far he's delivered.
I feel like NRG would really benefit from leaning a bit more into playing for some of these retakes, trying to anchor these sites hard against this EDG comp. It's just not working out right now. I'm spotting Ethan for a moment, but no opportunity for the shot. Taking control of A-main though with this operator.
He's disrespecting the smoke, brimming with confidence for good reason. Often outnumbered. Oh, that's a nice little connection of the Hunter's Fury. Nobody will be accounted for very early in the round.
Love that synchronization of utility. In the meantime, NRG go all the way out of this B side. No way. There's no way. Mana just forced to retreat.
And again, that same info push off for B for NRG is shut down.
And Chitu has just had reses constantly. So despite that awesome little bit of utility pieces in tandem from NRG, a great Hunter's Fury from Brock getting that first kill, it's made ultimately irrelevant.
Tell you what, your knees start to shake when you hear that sound. Jenny is on the site! And he touches down with a flourish. Ethan not so much, he's a sprawl. Brock here has to clear this wall early on. That's not where he wanted that recon to go, and he can't do a damn thing to interrupt this plant. He is out of the game for now. Back by security. EDG have this one covered. As Som steps up, Mana's on the other side, he will struggle. Finds Jenny and gets his second. Now he's given himself a foothold back into the site, but you notice that EDG fall back to this A-main hold. Can cover the spike.
Does have one flash to get out.
Step Brock to drop. What a shot. Very dangerous. He wants the fight. That one goes wild, but Brock can only get one. For the rank upon rank of teammates, EDG step up to fill the gap.
Kong has been on point with the operator on this attack side. Has collected a lot of very crucial kills. This B push was a disaster for NRG. They already had the opening kill in the round, and then they just give that one away. Genie threw down a great relay bolt as well.
Forced
to get out.
credit where it's due. Mata makes his way into the side off his own.
Plant कर रहे थे फिर ult मार देता पता चलता पास अच्छे गिर गए.
EDG are just trampling over these sites with absolute ease. NRG trying to throw another aggressive play into the mix by taking very deep mid control and beyond that, just pushing all the way through.
Yeah, Smoggy sniffed this out.
Only a pro player at that part of the map by EDG. One thing is better, they are pro.
He's on a rope! He's on a rope! Oh man! Somebody's able to find one up mid, but this is challenging for him now. Relay Bolt doesn't quite connect, he's stuck in the corner, but Genie will dig him out.
Gets a lot of damage onto Genie, but that Guardian not going to be enough. And that kind of engagement against a Neon. And now Mod is the one who's going to try to push for more. NRG are just walking it down in EDG, and look at how ready they are for this. They're double-faced expecting it.
But fortunate to be alive there, still opts to double back and challenge.
I mean, it feels like NRG are just getting desperate in some of these rounds. They're getting so aggressive, trying to hunt for kills. And EDG absolutely have their number.
Thorns activated.
Inside the smoke is Ethan. Opts to back out of it now, and they still want to anchor these sites. Last chance here for NRG to make an impact on the defense side, and they're down to 2. Scuba though, in a decent spot. Can't quite mow them down. And the last line of defense falls. That is a paltry 2 defense side rounds for NRG.
Absolute dominance from EDG start to finish. Smoggy went insane throughout that entire half. When Kong begins to pick up the op, was just getting a number of crucial kills. NRG had absolutely no hope to start this game off.
Yeah, they get a chance to pick themselves back up in this short break, folks. We'll be back with the conclusion of Abyss right after this.
I'm a real one, that's facts.
Welcome back for your second half of Abyss. Right now, it is a shellacking as EDG are making an example of NRG. And for your Coinbase Econ report, I think we all know who we're going to be highlighting. Chichu with incredible impact over the course of the game. And in these 12 rounds, have a look at this. A lot of damage dealt to the Yoru.
I'm surprised that Chichu somehow is a better report than Smoggy, who's at 16-4. But that's not to take anything away from the impact Chichu was having. Got a number of really sick kills, and on top of that was just getting a res constantly. That's crazy how many reses Chichu was able to get off.
Yeah, numerically hard to sort of quantify that impact, but when you bring your Sofa back, who has all of his utils still intact, and you're able to make the hit onto the A site with, you know, drone, recon, everything you could ask for. This EDG team looks sick out of the gates on Abyss. And again, it's the first time we've seen it here on this stage, and frankly, NRG don't quite look ready for it at this level, but they've still got a whole attack side to show.
I do want to reflect on the beginning of this game for but a moment, where Smoggy won a crazy 1 versus 3 on the opening pistol round that just immediately put NRG in a horrific position. They would have to do the unthinkable to get back in this game. We always favor their defensive side as their best side. The numbers support that.
The high tide obviously gives the implication of a lot of mid-control for NRG off the rip.
First map.
Just now, Kong is looking to re-clear that part of the map.
Yeah, that is one benefit of running the Harbor for sure. It's just being able to throw some of those cascades, high tides towards mid, makes the defenders forced to re-clear, forced to use util to re-clear, or just play in more passive positions.
Marta ultimately pinged out. That Sage Wall, even if broken, would force a wider swing on A main to risk the NRG at this point. Quite ready to take.
NRG have cut noise, broken part of that barrier orb in A main, but EDG have had no desire to leave this site. 3 players are ready to face this.
No body position as well, assuming some mid control to be taken, but there's going to be no pressure coming out of tower here. It's just too easy for Kung. Decent damage done from the middle of the site here. It's Scuba up mid, needs to do more. Smoggy catches it with a Paranoia in the way past the one. Brook quickly has to throw down as he gets out of the dark cover. Does Smoggy again, has to clutch it up. Not again, bro. Surely.
Only 18 health for Brock right now, going up the road.
The drop on him, but missed. Smoggy at 70, and he cleans him up. Job done yet again. This guy's got plot armor.
He's now sat at 18 for 4, clutches both pistol rounds. Yeah, this one is just cooked. It's done and dusted. It's feeling like corrode time.
Brook had to react so quickly out of that dark cover and had the drop on
What
Smoggy.
a shot.
Look at this. He's throwing his smoke, man. Oh, buddy.
Oh, man. He only has 2 bullets. Has to reload. Oh, man. If he had a few more, he probably gets that kill.
Just one way. It probably would have been that.
He had to drop. Oh, that's brutal. NRG, obviously, no choice right now but to force.
The deck is stacked against them. Coming into this round now, yeah, forcing for the rest of the map. Kung eats Ethan alive and then is able to get out scot-free.
This one is so done. It's time for NRG to lick their wounds, reset, and try to get back in the game on Corrode, their own map pick.
Still a good map for EDG, by the way. A very good one.
Yeah, by round win rate percentage, it was EDG's best map of stage 2. They were winning 61% of rounds on that map. And when we do get there, NRG trying to make a foray towards this B site, using that Harbor util to do so.
Yeah, pinged out on Jenny even before he got back behind that high tide, so Som just sprays and gets one. Not the pinged out target, but that's just a footnote. Here's Brock looking to step up now. Had a window before the relay ball connected. Ends up being a trade. Kung here still trying to command from tower with the Bulldog.
And EDG do have superior long-range weapons for these distance engagements on this site.
The flash was good, but not enough. Kung still brought down. Som with the Stinger, bring a bit of America's flavor into the round. G2 has a challenge here through this cove, and he's ready. But Marta from long range, sitting back with this Sheriff. G2 now with the Bulldog in that 1 versus 2. Marta checks, confirms, looks to have a swing. G2's gotten into half. The time is not on his side. As Kuba puts him out of his misery.
NRG have gotten the smallest of lifelines back into this game, winning the very necessary force buy that they took after getting the plant down on the pistol round. They recovered those Bulldogs, going to be able to buy up fully in this next round. That was dangerous for Brock. He just took a very aggressive line there into the connector, but does go 1 for 1 crucially.
I mean, it is the power of the Stingers that we see. The fact that NRG can set that controller util up on B, cut the side up, and a free ping on Jenny cost him his life.
A couple marshals on the side of EDG, but we'll be going up against Marta's Outlaw.
That first shot accuracy for Marta left a little bit to be desired so far with scope weapons.
He's been a bit slow to start today, but like we said, that has never stopped him from surging right back into a series.
Yeah, bro has range. I think we figured that out. And NRG would like him to be on the upper side of it, though, out of the gates. Not today. Som's got the long line down mid right now. Vandal in hand, so well equipped. Jenny gets a free pick and a second.
Just to make sure, yeah, there were definitely 2 players there. Now I'll leave. Ethan tagged up a little bit in mid, but that's just a classic from nobody.
Double marshals in the round for EDG, by the way.
NRG really are taking their time right now, just trying to sniff out any aggression that could be coming from EDG. They don't want to rush things, and that Outlaw 1 shots. Kong's site going to be free.
He was looking proud as a peacock, in fairness, up on top of container.
Some of that standard util you're going to be seeing coming into that B site with a high tide, cutting off the connector, cuts off Heaven, and then that Recon will get any info towards Bookshelf.
Retake here behind Paranoia is an option. Relay bolt at the ready for Jenny should be required, but it's just the supremacy of these weapons for NRG.
Cover going out.
Gives them a distinct edge here. Smoggy and Nobody showing themselves. Let's see if they want to risk the commitment.
And NRG, by the way, have done a great job accelerating players towards ultimates early. For this first buy round, they've got a Reckoning and a Hunter's Fury active.
And the margin of error is quite thin given the round total for EDG. Maybe encouraged to make use of them early. Always seems to be Smoggy. A warning shot fired off, keeps his head down. Mata with the cleaner.
That's Mata going hunting, getting really close to the dimensional drift now as well, just one orb away. So NRG have a very big advantage in terms of the ult economy to try and win out this first buy round.
But can they risk trying to ration these out over what has to be, 7 consecutive rounds, one to even up the game? At some point, EDG are going to come around with a brace of their own ultimates just to expend.
Yeah, and you would think, you would hope if you're an NRG fan that they won't be needing to use 3 ultimates potentially to win this next buy round, but it's better to win around and stay in the game than allow EDG to get to match point. I think NRG will do whatever it takes, expend anything necessary. Again, there's just some of that nice util that you can get early mid-control with when you're playing with the Harbor. A deep cascade, Recon past it.
All right, Reckoning here over towards the B side of the map. High Tide as well is going to cut Nobody off, and Chichu already has been given the hot foot. Okay, even that's going to be committed, right? Hunter's Fury in the mix now. Chichu's got nowhere to go. Literally caught on coast inside the Razor Bite, and Nobody got the drop there on some. No one looking in that direction, but Mata eventually flicks to attention. Smoggy actually wins out there at Tower, so Jenny has the room here to assault the side itself before the spike goes down. It's again Smoggy to deal with Scuba. He's down to 10. It's a tough ask. An expensive round for NRG, but they're still in this game.
What an awesome usage of those ultimates, though. They go for that really early mid-pressure, draw the attention, and then just throw that tsunami of util onto Chichu, who's caught backside. I mean, he's flashed by the Paranoia, stunned by the Reckoning, can't go forward because the wall, his own wall is placed in front of him. And he's getting hit by the Hunter's Fury.
They brought him exactly where it was. No risks taken there on digging out that coast player.
Yeah, Chichu was no longer playing an FPS game. He was just passively existing. That was a sick execute from NRG. And they do still have this dimensional drift on retainer. They're getting close to that Steel Garden as well.
Big risk. Push off the site. Characteristic for EDG, but it's often Yoru that tries to make that happen.
And now speaking of, with those 2 kills, Scuba does have the Steel Garden. Obviously won't need it in this round, but for the next gun round, that'll be quite useful to have, so long as NRG can just close things out here in safe, competent fashion. It certainly looks like they'll be able to do so. Chichu on very low HP, healing himself back up, though.
Ethan, though, able to come out of that engagement without taking a hit, so it is, for all intents and purposes, a full-strength NRG looking at A.
And Okonkwo has walked all the way out of B main, so the other 2 EDG players are ready to face on A.
Okay, Crash those, who's going to have to... 2 legs and a heartbeat over towards his A side of the map. It's going to be Nobody with the stomping power. Broke down as well. That's 2 with the Sheriff. And he's happy with that. Enough of an edge gained here to play that retake game now. With Kang having some time board to get in position.
Scuba on low enough HP that he's actually susceptible to just 1 Sheriff shot. Now Kang does have to activate that sheer wall that's behind NRG, and they're going to adjust multiple players to heaven. I like that decision a lot.
Kang is going to be looking at multiple barrels trained in his direction. See Som, the first to look this way. Cove dissipated. My goodness, Kang. Som's going to opt out of that engagement for the time being. And Kang's going to see what he can get. Not a whole lot. Scuba meets him at the door.
Shuts down 3 on the round. That early aggression nullified. Scuba has been an essential part of NRG's success since joining the roster in Stage 2. Had been one of the strongest challengers players in Americas for years. I think this opportunity for him was long overdue to get on one of the top Americas teams, and he has made the most of it. He has been such a consistent rock for this team for the past couple months.
Now, because of the way EDG like to select their comps, they're often double duelists. On the defense side, we see them stretching a little bit to get some value out of it, right? We often see them pushing off sides early in a round, and sometimes you could, suggest that they force the issue on occasion. I think that like XLG matchup on Lotus is to really try and take those rubble fights and extend extra far, causes Genie to get caught on a couple of occasions. There's a round there, of course, where it's just Sheriffs and Genie's hoping for something as he comes forward, but it looks like NRG used to playing against this style. We talked about their experience against Double Duelist. They play pretty stately early round. They receive the info push, punish it, and then move into setup for a take.
When you're playing against that Double Duelist on defense, it's just so critical that you're able to deal with a lot of the fast floods that are going to happen. I mean, it's a Neon and a Yoru. They are going to be rotating to the site instantly. And we have seen NRG be able to deal with it so far. You know, that other round on B, where they used all those ults to get the kill on Chichu. It was a really fast flood from EDG, and that was shut down, and NRG are going to be able to consistently need to do that to keep clawing back into this game. It's a good go at it so far. They're on a 4-round run, and they've got a Steel Garden plus Dimensional Drift to play with on a round where EDG are beginning to get the ultimates of their own finally online.
There's that Kang op is in the mix now. So EDG looking at their most dangerous.
And for NRG, it's really just a question of when is Kang going to have the op, and they know it could certainly be this round with the state of the economy. Now, Mata going to draw some attention towards this A side using the drift, but goes right into top mid to get all of this info for the B executes to come through.
Gatecrash also was thrown out there, so he turns up at Library, but he's very much in the belly of the beast positionally. Chichu loses that one out.
Yeah, again, he's just isolated on this back B side. Taken out by Ethan. Mata is offering such a distraction.
Yeah,
Look at the way these other anchors are like, what, is he going to push? And he's just not. He's being so patient.
This is really bothering EDG. They have to be so mindful of it. Just a timing push out of mid. Here's the Steel Garden just as EDG mostly set up into the trap into the waiting arms of Mata. Only one has to try and get up, and Jenny catches him. That opens things up a little bit more for EDG on this retake.
But they are just going to save. Genie is so weak. Kang, they want to keep that off for the next round, of course. At NRG, they've done it again. These B-side plays have been really high quality. Chichu is going to regret being in such a committed position again. But, you know, crucially, too, yeah, it is just Mata's play towards mid was so impactful as to how EDG were forced to just play around his existence.
And then they got funneled into it by the Steel Garden. That definitely forced the save there for EDG. So that's another nice round from NRG, but it's heavily assisted by that sheer weight of ultimates. And now that edge for NRG has gone.
Exactly, and EDG were required to use none of theirs. I mean, they just go for a 3-person save. They never really got in a position where they were actually willing to use theirs. But for them, they're going to feel okay about that. Okay, we trade off 1-round loss. We still have a 4-round lead, and now we have a 4 ultimate lead. That's not a bad offer, honestly. I think they'll be okay with taking that.
Yeah, again, the deck's still stacked against NRG. They've given us a good run, at least on this attack side thus far.
Salmas is able to collect that orb in B main. 1 away from the Reckoning being active yet again.
Again, they're playing around those early info pushes off sites from the Double Duelist defense side. Nothing served up for them this time, though.
Nobody does spot one player on the cross. That was Ethan. Quickly breaks that drone. Kang has been very patient in this position, and of course Brock is out of absolute necessity going to use that drone to clear an AWPer with the potential of an AWPer out of A main.
Kang had to get off that line initially to reset his Gatecrash. Now he needs to pick it up again.
Just can play off this one way as it's still up in main when it drops.
Here we go. This is about to get messy. Around the corner, catches Ethan. And that's your controller off the map so early. Reckoning popped and now straight to the side. They go. Brock is down. It's a second for Kang. Mowing these NRG attackers down. Here.
30 seconds left.
And he even uses the Dimensional Drift to get right back in. Hunter's Fury off the back of that.
Tom spotted. No. No connection just yet. There it is. There's a ping on Som's position, but he's still going to look for this plant behind the cove. Mata looking to fight backside, but he's going to be pincered here, and Kang is an issue. It has to be respected at some point, but no one is looking at the Yoru.
Scuba's on the reflank through heaven right now. Do EDG expect this, or can he get the backstab off Chichu?
Extra sensory perception for Chichu, and with the Sheriff, he's taken the device out of the game. It's Mata side to slow off. One is good, but the second hard to come by. And EDG march one closer to a map win.
That is just a mental play from EDG Star. He goes right back in with the AWP after using his Gatecrash, and then dodges the Reckoning, gets this second kill.
Spike planted.
And then all of a sudden he's in A main again?
Yeah, okay. He just pops the Dimensional Drift to escape, gets into A main. Oh, that is a crazy play.
Jenny now has that overdrive.
And it was only a matter of time until EDG were able to sync up these ultimates to win a round. And it's a classic as well, the Dimensional Drift with a Hunter's Fury.
You know, it was sort of said that it took a little while for Kong to acclimate to the Yoru style of play, but safe to say he's feeling himself now.
Now NRG going back to the well. They found that most of their success on these B-side executes, and again, it's just that high tide. Onto a shove. Oh my God, this man, dude, that's just a Vandal, and Sam is down.
Disrespecting Smoggy there. He goes for the spray onto the side. Now they'll try to find Coast instead.
No harder util to actually try to stall out this retake that's going to come in.
Just Ethan smokes, really.
Overdrive could even be popped from Genie to just be that forward man. Yeah, there it is.
That's going to deny the line here, but Marta's already up there in tower. Picks off nobody and now can snake his way around through connector. Instead, Gate crash out to his side of the map, but Kong notices this. Does he know Brock is there as well? Perhaps underestimating the positioning for NRG, and Scuba attempts to go in with the shorty. Marta has to step up, step in. 3 for the round for him and Chi-Chu. Ultimate not in his favor in that one. NRG stay alive.
It has just been all about the B-side for this NRG team, and exactly what we were talking about with Mata is happening. It never matters what his start is. He always comes back into the game. It's crazy. He was totally down and out in that first half, and now he's sitting at 17 kills.
Idiot.
Never lets the status of the game get to him, no matter where he's at. Doesn't matter how hard he's struggling. He just bounces back. It's crazy the resolve he has.
His demeanor, right, is pretty hard to rattle the guy. He's just, yeah, his baseline is pretty low energy. Doesn't seem to let tough performances get to him. All right, we are in vents already, folks, so that's going to be tower control on the A side for the attack side.
NRG have not thrown an execute like this at EDG yet. The pace of this A split. Chi-Chu the one anchor. Okay, that is some
that's why Harper is the best
nobody.
Pushing it back from security very quickly. Nobody's trying to get on the side. He's made his way through the cascade. Oh, and the drop on Marta is good. He could interrupt the plant here. Kong dealt with though, and Jenny's trying to get this control of tower, but Ethan is locked down for himself. God forbid is on Smoggy again. Sheriff to his name. That's all he's got to work with.
If there was anyone to pull this off, multiple clutches in this game already, and on the most crucial rounds. Can he do it to close it out with just a Sheriff?
Devious rotate here into tower for Smoggy. And he's got himself a weapon.
NRG still needs to recover this spike.
Very dangerous location to get it as well.
He's about to have one dark cover to play with, see if there's an opportunity to maybe use that.
It's to main.
Ethan, yeah, is even smoking off. Ethan is smoking off main right now on A. Just concerned. They don't know where Smoggy could be at. He could be anywhere right now.
Okay. But contingency as well. Arcaros thrown up in tower. That allows for a spike to be recovered.
And now they can plant back sight. Scuba is in a position to keep Ethan safe. Made sound on the rope, didn't get the silent drop.
Ethan hears this now and is starting to inch forward. Scuba ready to play out of security. Can Smoggy go massive again? 23 and 9. This would be for the map. Steps into the dark cover, gives it a tap. Where is Ethan lurking? Still on the other side of the boxes, and now Scuba's given himself up in security. That's valuable information for Smoggy. Still though, another attempt, another tap. Now looking in that security direction. Scuba hits him where it hurts.
NRG really slow the game down there, take their time, make sure they work themselves into an optimal position to close out the 2v1, getting that spike safely in Ethan's hands. Backside where Scuba can actually watch for him. They won't be in an isolated situation against Smoggy. Man, nobody had some crazy kills there and had a real shot at just one-tapping Brock. He was trying to stick the plant.
Yeah.
Headshot there, and that's the round.
That might have been, yeah, that would have been the round sealed. It certainly feels like it anyway.
Bro, I don't know what's happening. I keep getting shot through smokes.
Yeah, that was a little unlucky. A little unlucky. Armada has the attack off now.
Previous round, a good look for NRG, a set play that got them that early tower control on A side. This time a little slower in the approach.
And now the ult cycle is going towards NRG's favor with that dimensional drift. And Brock on the cusp of having the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, they braved that power spike from EDG.
This
only gave it one round.
It goes up from Chi-Chu, and that's going to make it very safe for Brock to get that Hunter's Fury, in fact.
Now the pieces need to be put together. A minute left in the round. NRG still seem to be convinced that A is where they should be ending. Clear a mid here, spotting out some. Who's next? Dimensional drift just to clear the way.
The rest of NRG temporarily going to be halted by that slow warp. Chichu obviously spotted out. There's that Hunter's Fury right onto him. Mata can just pop out, but it doesn't even need to. Brock with the accuracy.
Chichu had nowhere to go. When now Mata can get himself up into tower. He sees a bullet traces come through from Jenny. And he's got backup. Ethan will join him. Cove for the plant. Kang here trying to get into vents maybe from mid. There's a chance at a timing here on Ethan.
And spike is planted for these Heaven players, but Ethan going to need to win this 1v1.
Turns it, flash,
yes.
What a flick! A correction that brings Kang to his knees.
And
now nobody in Smoggy
yeah.
do not have the money to take the risk. They have to get the heck out and allow NRG within 2 rounds. I'm pushing us to overtime.
The value of that ultimates comes through for NRG yet again. They work the map a bit with the op, which may be lost.
Smoggy with a casual 25 kills in regulation.
That is crazy. But respect to the NRG players who have been able to surge up the scoreboard after an abysmal start. I mean, that's 22 for Scuba right now.
I mean, what a great use of the Dimensional Drift Hunter's Fury combination.
Yeah, it is just the classic play.
This is deterministic. Chichu genuinely has nowhere to go.
He has been getting caught on a lot of these site executes. He's anchored in pretty hard positions most of the time.
That's their world champ did.
And it's being exploited.
Some frustration you feel starting to brew.
He's hacking for sure. He's hacking for sure.
8 of the last 9 rounds, won by NRG.
Now EDG priced into a very weird kind of half-buy, but they've got an op and 2 rifles. It's peculiar to say the least. Mata has gone ahead and picked up the Outlaw for this round, and a great opportunity to do so. There's only 1 player on EDG with the full armor. That's nobody.
And again, Brock positioned for a push off the site. EDG have become a little bit more patient with those after Jenny got punished a couple of times consecutively. Kang is asking for more. The punish! Yoru down, op in his hands, clattering to the ground.
Absolute patience here from NRG. Cascade now thrown towards this B side, and the flash confirms that EDG have actually pushed in front of it. And off that audio cue, NRG, they want to hit the go button towards this A side, assuming there's multiple players pushing down. That assumption is correct. They are delayed on account of having to break this wall, further delayed by a slow warp as well.
Chichu just disrespects it. Paranoid doesn't catch on to him now, but surely there's something in place for that tower player. And yes! It's a multitude of barrels pointed that direction. The hail of bullets that brings Chichu to bear.
Genie just trying to get into the site to assist. Too little, too late. And EDG are once again just hurled into a save position. NRG can certainly go hunting.
Nobody looking for some garbage time frags, and Scooper is going to be handled. The money, though, still good enough for NRG.
I mean, nobody would be happy to get some kills here, honestly. Gets that Hunter's Fury for the final round of the game to try and close this out.
Weapon, though, stripped from his grasp. Notice the money.
It's
going to be another weird force-up for EDG to try and avert an overtime scenario as NRG have all the momentum.
Bear in mind, it was a 10-2 half for EDG to kick this game off. And NRG have clawed this all the way back on the attack side, their weaker side. That is stunning from them.
Yep.
The players with so much resolve. Scuba having a fantastic game, as is Brock.
Disgusting.
Mata right back into it after a pretty tragic start. And EDG are going to be forced onto this timeout to try to close out the game in regular time. NRG on the cusp of bringing this to OT against all odds.
And why, once again, they can set up a really nasty side hit between this Seal Guard and this Reckoning. It's going to be really hard for EDG to anchor at all. So having to play for retake, having to flood back in with these somewhat weaker weapons is a big ask. There's going to be probably a Guardian in the mix here. Nobody has that Hunter's Fury, but EDG are definitely digging for pocket change. They've got a couple of buttons, some links, a couple of pennies. That's it. That's how they're going to try and avoid an overtime scenario, because the wind is in NRG sails for sure.
They just have so many high-power ultimates with this comp. They've been doing a great job at cycling the orbs to certain players. There's really only one moment in this entire half where EDG actually had the advantage in terms of the ults. One round only. And that was the one they converted. It was when they got a Hunter's Fury with the dimensional drift off. Outside of that, it has been all NRG.
Neither team able to find a foothold on defense. The rounds have come few and they've come far between. Marta's been able to step up. Ridiculous flick entering that site previously. Chichu just blown into next Tuesday from that op shot. Can EDG lock it down here? Looks like maybe a push up mid here for Jenny early. Trying to drive a wedge around the plans of NRG on this attack side. Here's round 24, lock in.
Marta does have that operator once again. Out of the timeout, EDG, they want to get very proactive towards mid. Look at this push down from Kong. He might meet Ethan right through the corner of the wall.
All right, rack one up for the Guardian fans early in the round.
It's just having that higher bullet penetration damage. Ethan out of the round, but they are running a double controller comp. If they weren't, man, it would feel over for NRG. But they still have that high tide to execute with.
Still have the Steel Garden and the Reckoning too.
They want to go towards this B site. They've won a number of rounds over there. I think their best executes have been on the B site, really.
Marta's posted up. He's seeing nothing from B. Again, they have to plant coast, otherwise Smoggy will threaten to spray them down as they try and plant again.
Som just creeping forward. All of the space taken for free. Smoggy dodges out that arc rose.
Here comes the controller util. Cascade to block. Smoggy will be spotted out by this Owl drone. Important information here for NRG.
And the spike is going down back site. EDG, they've got the Hunter's Fury for the retake, but Scuba is going to initially use this Steel Garden up close. That's just going to be a lot of delay. Time wasted for EDG. And then next, it's going to be the Reckoning, cycling these ultimates to just cause so much delay. It's going to make EDG scramble late to get this spike defused.
They're playing completely off the site. NRG just careful about a potential flank here. Hunter's Fury for nobody. That's Brock being brought down a second for Kung, and there goes Scuba. Now what? Some on the other side of that high tide. Marta chimes in from the and that's the spray for two. It's on Chichu and Kung to stop the overtime. But it's Marta now ready to receive. And straight down the abyss.
Let's go, baby.
Wow. First map of the series. Can't get any better than this.
And you had to believe that all of NRG's work was for naught when those players go down, when it's left to just Som and Marta. What on earth? That transfer from Ethan with the Vandal catches Genie on the entry. And Marta holding the cross.
Some with the correction there as well.
And just lives for a bit. Marta pushes onto Chichu, ready for the jump.
That shoot on body. भाई कोच लोग पूरा पागल हो गए. ये ले सोम बोल रहा है ना. बस यही चाहिए था.
Both pistol rounds, both of them.
Deep breaths. EDG on the attack side now as we begin overtime. Glass cannon up for Marta, as is customary. He'll have that mid lockdown for now.
Drone going up this B side. At the moment, all of EDG stacked up, just using that clone to activate the shear wall, remove that piece of passive info gain from the map.
Dangerous here for Scuba. Might be seen through a corner.
This is a position he's been playing very frequently back when they were on defense.
Kung opts not to cross there. Som getting pressured. Jenny out of nowhere. Scuba at least able to take a trade. Found nobody. Kung gets involved again. Brock just walked into the sideline of Chichu there. It's breaking down all across the map. Planet Coast.
They've really just been rooted out of the common positions they were playing. Ethan at least does get the one back onto Chichu, who is holding the cross.
Means NRG have a real shot at a retake.
Kong somehow, by the way, has a dimensional drift at the moment.
Spotted out onto Smoggy. Nice little connection. Kung down. Defends on Jimmy's isolated. That's the teleport. It doesn't seem to matter. He'll take the fight either way. And even Marta can't make the flick. Jenny on his feet. And EDG secure themselves a match point.
And maybe they can close this out on OT. They finally get a reprieve from the nightmare of playing defense. They're back to their favorite side. They immediately convert. They immediately root out those NRG anchors from the B side. They were playing in much the same positions that they did when they were running defense before. Scuba kind of pressed forward towards that cliff and punished yet again.
What a moment for the newcomer to EDG. He was isolated, essentially alone. But the two players in tower for NRG concerned about the individual off the site. on NRG's side. And not the duelist threat right under their noses.
Now it's a timeout call for EDG. They want to close this game out now.
Yeah, it's this problematic defense side, right? They really need to have a set approach to this round to secure themselves the map. They've done the hard work, got themselves at least into this position. I'm already seeing some interesting buys come up here, so we'll see if this follows.
I mean, the harder work might be coming up, honestly,
Yeah.
going back to defense. But it's got to feel good to just finally, deep breath, we got a round. I want to see if Kong Kong is going to commit to buying a glass cannon off on defense, same as Mata just did. Certainly would not be a surprise.
Down to the wire in this first map between NRG and EDG. Such a compelling mix of veterans, literal world champions, and then hungry, young, talented shooters from their respective regions. Jenny from the academy roster of EDG. And of course, Scuba, Mata, Brock, all brought in up from challenges. Som reprising his role in this team. And honestly, Ethan, who's come so far in his leadership and how he set up his teammates. Pretty wild that we get this kind of matchup so early on in this tournament. Our opener here in Group C is already delivering.
It is wild to see Scuba, Mata, and Brock, just that top graduating class of Challengers players from 2024. These guys didn't even make it to Ascension, but the heights that they're reaching now with NRG are absolutely insane. Taking it to last year's world champions in their very first global match.
And here we go, folks. Both teams opted to take a timeout there, so an extended pause. NRG wanted to concoct something for this attack side, which looks to us his early A presence.
And they will be going up against the operator for Kong Kong, which has been dominant on this map. Chichu just in A main at the moment.
Okay, Brooks sees a recon come out of vent there.
That door is broken very early, and there's going to be a drone down mid.
Chichu with a slow orb now. Sees the clone come through. Flash on him, he has to retreat. Play back in tower.
Now that is a lot of utility expended.
I think they're serious about this. They've even thrown in this paranoia. They want the plant here on the A side.
They are going for that full re-hit Cove down to try and get the safe plant for NRG. They've been doing a good job taking space after the plant has gone down on prior rounds. They want to do it again.
What a shock down to force nobody back. That lets Mata get up rope. He could have been pushed up while he was climbing, but through the smoke, Chichu is able to find him. Now Ethan will stall. Smoke up towards tower, and he'll occupy it himself.
Even just biding time in the smoke is going to have to make a serious play happen. Gets the first.
And he got away with it as well. That is ridiculous. Now TP back to a safe haven in A main. Som up on the side. Waiting for this push around the left side. And then Jenny serves himself up. Resell up for EDG, though, but time is not on their side. Ethan spraying at the spike location as Chichu has to give it a tap. He's brought down. What's the contingency here for EDG? No other option but to stand and face the music. And it's not the track they would have picked.
Guys, Ethan.
Sorry guys, NRG's got the jukebox now.
बोला था ना.
That was a beautiful game
And is
plan
that player
from
अगर वो
NRG.
kill
They
करता है
get all of the
आज जाने
util
नहीं
out
देगा.
of Chichu, re-hit with that high tide up.
अगर वो kill नहीं करता
They
है
push
तो
for the
हम जा
heaven
सकते हैं.
control. Mata goes down. Disastrous that he's
नहीं,
straight
kill
through
क्या
the smoke.
match नहीं
But
जाने
Ethan
देगा भाई.
retains that position.
Hello.
It's bold. He gets his one.
जाने ही
And
नहीं
then
देगा हाथ से.
teleports back to main.
ये
A
भाई,
second
एक
high
ही kill
tide
क्यों ना
goes
की
up
हो.
from Som. Canvases the site, but leaves the spike open. He gets forward. The rest of them are able to just play spam with the Phantoms in main.
Yes! Good.
Really sick game plan. Worked exactly as they drew it up in that timeout.
Now away we go.
गलती हो गई
Innings of
रे
overtime.
बाबा.
In Mata, in an odd spot.
Oh
Nobody was able to find two up
no,
round that though, was
no.
Ethan going down first, so the stall potential severely limited on the defense side, and Brock sees the shoulder peak. Jenny gobbles him up.
Brock absolutely needed to get that one and really thought that he would. Sam is creeping back into the site. He needs to make a heroic play, but he's caught by Jenny.
यार ये attacking हमेशा EDG को कैसे जा रही है?
Doesn't see the threat right in front of him. Scuba is in a 1v4. This is NRG just fighting to avert a map loss at this point. High-low set up there. Jenny slides on in, takes the fight, and converts.
Jenny has had absolutely no lack of confidence given the weight of this game, the situation that EDG are in, the prestige of the team that he's found himself on at such a critical moment in their history.
Strange variation, isn't it, from NRG to push up an A-man and take
They just want to try something new. It's just something that they haven't done before, right? And nothing else has worked, so hell, let's throw a curveball at them, but it doesn't pay off.
Now, how many ideas do EDG have left on their defense side? That's our question.
And this cascade is going to be thrown out over towards A main from Psalm, trying to apply some pressure. It's a high tide towards mid. NRG are making it feel like they are pushing up multiple lanes of the map right now, which is true, but it's the B side that's one of them.
Mada by no means is committed. Can always pull the plug with a gate crash should he need to. King on Genie, he might want to take a fight, realizing his window is closed.
And with that drone coming through vent from nobody, Mada absolutely has to retreat.
You need to reposition towards B.
Mada's sticking around mid for just a moment, has the gate crash to get back towards the team, while they are really trying to get these orbs onto Psalm, get a reckoning for this round. Wow, Mada, he hears Kong Kong on the retreat. He knows he went up into heaven. He's taking this timing off at all.
Oh, no. Oh!
That could have been awkward. But Kong Kong is noted by Mada. He is in the perfect spot to punish him. And how?
Oh, no!
Full armor.
Oh, no!
That's so sick. Can hold the angle towards Spawn now. They've left Ethan as this late wrap towards mid. Is nobody aware? He's got an idea that it's certainly possible.
Now, it's been confirmed.
Yes!
Find out, though,
Yes!
Ethan and many of those crucial 1v1s away from the play has found success.
And that effort to round the world, get the orbs, get Psalm the plant. They have the reckoning as well, and Mada ready on the angle. Is always so sick with the flick shots.
Eventually he'll be brought down. That's Chichu making his way in through security. Actually, EDG just had to go for this. Chichu picked off up on side, and now it's on Jenny. Fast lane to maybe cover the sideline. But Psalm riddles him with bullets.
Feels like this one might be going all night, Mitch.
Okay.
Someone who attacking हमें इतना कुछ भी हो जाए.
We have energy in great reserves.
Surely at some point, one of these teams will figure out how to win a round on defense. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, both have been mixing it up, or at least attempting to.
Yeah, they've been trying, but
Mada just off his own timing, able to explore that A side. Kong Kong is what unravels them.
Yeah, and here's Kong Kong running away. That's when he calls for everyone to rotate back. That's when he gets into the site.
He's shot to the top of the scoreboard, by the way.
Mada is back to that glass cannon operator, used it in the first OT round.
So I'm pinged out. Rather unperturbed, but knows there's going to be pressure headed in his direction. He'll opt to leave the code.
He needs to run. EDG are all the way up mid with both duelists at the moment.
Still plenty of ability to stall here as they back up.
But they're pivoting into this beast right into the op angle.
And he picked up Scuba, has been left as an insert here, and if Chichu challenges and isn't ready for it,
number Scuba.
Now on the side is Kong Kong. How's he supposed to fight off this?
Wall up in mid, nobody going to be spotted up.
On क्या बोल रहा भाई बीच अच्छी बात है.
Cue, the ping.
Straight up shield wall here for NRG. They've all congregated around this spike drop.
Kong Kong doesn't have a flash to pop out of this dark cover, just has to wait for it to expire. Straight up raw gun duels need to be won by him in heaven.
There's layers of double swings here set up for NRG. Potentially, Scuba finds the first. That's the Olu down.
Nice! Scuba!
Gain advantage in this overtime with a flawless.
And this might just be it. NRG finally have the lead in this game. They finally convert a round on defense. Mada with this operator completely catches out EDG on that B split up mid. Scuba in the corner. Mada makes it seem like he's the only presence there. Scuba has been playing so many really dug in B side anchor positions.
Just the first map of the series. Kong Kong with an early push up into Mada is fell instantly. Ethan considers standing and fighting, but knows he's not favored.
No, Kong Kong, he wants to keep this going.
Bro, this is wild. TP forward, Jenny's on the line. Timing!
Oh, it's Ethan Mada.
And he's got himself up mid, Wyatt.
Another rest of energy, they're congregating towards B main. That cascade going into the site. Ethan playing around this high tide.
Smoky has to get off the side. It's so dangerous for him to be there.
Knows he can get out now. That recon doesn't ping anyone at bookshelf. All of energy moving up towards this site. They're not close to any ultimates at the moment. Not like that last round where they had the reckoning. This is just an honest 4-on-4 retake. Kong still has a lot of util in that kit. Chichu could even
turn
turn
the
a wall to defuse the spike. There are options for EDG on this retake.
Ethan's just refreshed the smoke. Kong has to challenge it and he wins it out. Brock now aware that Interlopers could be coming down from heaven, but he's ready and connected. Chichu gets the better of him now. Around the corner, EDG out of absolutely bloody nowhere. I've said 30 rounds is not enough for us. Bring us another.
Suddenly both teams just decide it's time to win the defensive round. NRG make you believe that this is the moment to close it out. They get the lead, they get the spike down, it's a 4-on-4. But Kong wins that important initial duel against Ethan. EDG able to just retake back into connector off the back of it.
Massive, massive round.
We just keep going.
Marta is up to 28 kills.
After an abysmal start on this map, that is the most Mata-coded result. How does he always get away with this?
Time to jump.
Couldn't have set it up any better, and now NRG need to win another defense side round. Oh, buddy. Little shock dart there.
Fair little bit of damage onto Kong, who will retrieve that orb. Wants to get close to that dimensional drift. Uses the clone in case the wall was placed there, but it is not. It's over on that B side.
Now, EDG really haven't worked any of the rest of the map. They're in the dark.
You can see this adjustment, I think, from NRG. They have that wall deep on B because they've been getting exploited on the executes with Genie running deep into the site. And now they'll know when that's the case, when that wall gets activated. They're doubled up, face towards main.
That sets them up for a fallback as well off that high-low position on B, should they desire it. This is glacial compared to most of EDG's attack side rounds.
I mean, that last one was just a burst pop, split onto B. And now NRG, they want to adjust their positioning, given that the drone has spotted out their idea of that high-low.
Scuba didn't show himself to it, though. No guarantee about where the Vice is set up.
30 seconds on the clock. EDG, they're gathering up towards A main, and look at NRG. They know what's up. They're already on the move, trying to get to the safe side. They need to support their anchors in time.
Paranoia might slow things down a little bit here, but EDG know they've got to commit. Brock waiting for a ping, sees Jenny. Dodging, ducking, dipping, dodging, diving away. Down to about 40%.
Nice, Som.
Kung takes the fight at the back of the site, but Som's able to find his second. Kung sees nothing but a clone. Som waiting for him to show up.
10 seconds.
Kung on the side, it's Brock making use of the wall. The cheats have been amazing all game long. And it's all for Som.
Let's go.
Just firm handshakes for the boys. As NRG
Let's
again
go.
find themselves on map
Let's
point.
go.
Unbelievable play from Som.
Let's
Goes
10 seconds left.
fucking go.
for those two 1v1s. Gets the win on both. Then stays alive, playing around the high tide, throws down the cove. Swings out while the rest of the team offer up the distraction, fighting forward.
Yeah, you got to doubt the boys up.
Crazy play.
Coming
back. NRG with another opportunity to now close this game out.
And EDG back on defense. Once again, an early info push. We'll tell them that a rotate might be in order.
All of NRG gathered up in spawn towards this A side. Chichu once again playing the anchor on this position. This time the wall far deeper. Still has a slow orb in the kit as well to just offer some stall for this flanking effort from EDG to come to fruition. They're all the way basically in the attacker spawn at this point.
Nobody, of course, the recon from Tower will be crucial. He might have a chance to make use of it. The spray takes him low. Marta not able to finish the job, and unwise to just how low he's gotten this over.
This is new from EDG to have so many players retaking from the flank. NRG have been playing for that main spam a lot.
No plan yet. They're going to fight in security now in numbers, and they roll
Nice,
Chichu
Marta.
and nobody. Now it's up to Smoggy inside Tower, and from A main come the rest of
God, we
EDG.
can't lose
Perfect
this.
adjustment at the perfect time from NRG.
Brock low, straight down, Satan,
Oh.
the relay button still alive.
Oh, no.
Genie puts him out of his misery, though. Favouring NRG still in numbers. They're playing at the back of the site, but they've got to make a move. And here's Jenny, steps up on his own, brought down. Kung can't succeed. And Smoggy
Nice.
from 2-10 at half-time. NRG with the resilience of prospective champions. Come alive
Oh
and reclaim a
my
miss.
god.
10-2 and lost both their pistols to Smoggy clutches. They bring it to OT and close it out. That is shocking.
You wanted some good ass Valorant?
Let's go, yeah,
you
man.
Literally go anywhere else. Corrode on the docket for our next map. Don't go too far.
Now that I'm a mom, things are different. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family choose different plans. We get what we want and we save.
Not a banger match. Light. $11-3 का कमबैक है चैट 11-3 हाँ 11-3 का कमबैक है चैट फैनेटिक वाला कमबैक है ये फैनेटिक ने फाइनल पे किया था उसने फिर भी बेस्ट मैच फैनेटिक बेस्ट कमबैक भी मिलेगा बट आधा हर जगह ऐसे कर करके चलिए रॉक ऊपर कैसे चढ़ा बे वॉल के साथ चढ़ गया ये फाइनली
Match found.
I'll fight anybody. I'll fight everybody.
Reloading.
भाई पागल हो गया होगा यार मैं बता रहा हूँ ना FNS पागल हो गया होगा
Party's over.
Sit down.
Party's over.
Cutting through.
Careful now.
Embarrassing.
Headshot. Three down.
What? स्क्रीन हट गया था
Sorry, bro. Wall raised. Opponent killed.
10 seconds until stage change.
Party's
Reloading.
That's not ready. Stage 2. That's not ready.
guys I'm good for euros FLS that's
Back soon.
perfect
enemy down. Stay down.
Anyone else?
Return to dust.
Cutting through.
No, you don't.
आऊंगा चेक कर
Hi! I'm pissed!
My ult's ready. I'll handle this. Stage 3. I'm back. That's not ready. That's not ready. Time to jump.
Careful now.
Spawning. Stage in 10. Back.
Parasite.
Stage.
Three down.
Time to jump.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Stop. My ult's ready.
It's you.
Three. Blocking sight. Reloading.
Calm down.
Dead.
Give me those back.
Cutting through.
Party's over.
Charge your ults.
My ultimate's ready.
range is down. My ult's ready.
What dropped? You fought well.
I'll handle this. 15 kills remaining. I'm back. Cutting through. 10 kills to go. My potter broke. That's not ready.
Oh, what the fuck? How is that broke?
Decoy.
You want to play? Let's play.
That's not ready.
For NRG, a comeback that ties the greatest in Champions history, obviously around delta of 9. And a slow start for Marta turns into Bro just taking over the game. Server admin Marta was in full effect.
At the end of that first half, he was at 5 for 12, finishes 31 kills at the end of the game. That is stunning from him. Now swapping over to the Waylay, this has been the go-to comp for NRG. It's the comp that has them sitting at a 4-0 record on this map. They have been one of the absolute best in Americas here, if not the best. Last we saw them play it, they destroyed Sentinels on that attack side.
But this is statistically EDG's best map, Wyatt. They have had so much success on Corrode so far. It is starting off with the front foot.
Is that just 2 spam kills?
It looks like it.
Top smoke?
There was a smoke there.
I'll need to see that on the replay.
But
seems like some good fortune to get back into this game after a really tragic defeat on map 1.
There's obviously an exchange of shots. Jenny down to 50, but there's great intuition there for EDG. Know exactly where to be looking.
A site now, very open.
Spike planted.
Just have to deal with Mata back site. Assam, Scuba going to gather up. The 3 of them all trying to get back in from this same side. They are smoked off, though, by that dark cover.
Yep. Dark cover will allow them at least to assemble themselves before trying to flood here with their remaining 3. Here's Mata. Obviously can refresh if he needs to, but trade it out before he can get on away. It's on Scuba in a 1v2. Tough to win these, especially on the reload. Chichu brings him down.
Chichu has that late wrap coming through. Elbow for the backstab to make sure they close things out as a guarantee. I just want to see on the replay what happened at the beginning of the round, because that basically dictated the entire...
You are mad. You're mad. Not even a smoke, bro.
Oh, no.
They're only open.
Yeah, they did see them out in the open just crossing. That's just a mistake from NRG. Awkward time to be dropping down there.
Very,
very awkward. All right, EDG just make that one look easy, and that's a nice little confidence booster pistol round to win, to forget your woes of map 1 and
obviously
back into this swinging.
Expectancy plenty of spam through smokes. NRG have their characteristic double scan initiator. Obviously they have the KO on this map, which is fairly unique to them, but no one really does it like Ethan.
Well, Chichu definitely knows that they pushed out of A. That was a lot of footsteps that he was hearing, so EDG just accelerate into this site. That's awkward.
Right in front of Scuba. Won't be able to find a second, though. Scuba had no information of anything that was happening outside of his direct sphere of influence there. So there'll still be a spike stick. 2 players top mid for NRG. Obviously not board up whatsoever. Right-click central, anybody? Other smokes. As Marta steps up, brought down instantly. Som suffers a similar fate. And Brook will be on the outside looking in.
Spike planted.
EDG really played with some patience here, just ensure that they get those NRG players actually dealt with before the spike goes down. Don't offer them the timing to go over some aggression while planting. Just take it nice and easy. Claim the kills. Hong Kong working decently towards that dimensional drift early as well. Has 4 orbs.
Might be worth keeping an eye on Brock as this game progresses. Is he someone who I think has maybe brought the Odin spam back into vogue in Americas?
The Odin has been the hallmark of NRG's success on defense, especially in the map pool we have right now with Corrode, Ascent, and Lotus. All maps where the scan initiator thrives with that weapon, and Brock is absolutely one of the best and easily one of the most frustrating players to play against when he picks it up. That is absolutely something that EDG are going to need to be very prepared for.
Yeah, it just makes fighting for mid so crazily like they did on the pistol not really a safe option.
Every wall on A is easily spammable. So you can just fight spamming all of the corners, deny trade swings to come in because you're getting stalled by the bullets, slowed down. It's very frustrating to deal with, and he's, of course, picked it up already.
It's got to be said, though, EDG coming back from a bit of a flattener there on Abyss. And done well to get themselves this early lead, converting off the pistol. His bonus, though, features, Marshall, mix of sheriffs. There's still a Guardian here for Smoggy.
Okay, Crash goes up mid, but that is just fake.
And evidently, there's an appropriate amount of respect for the Odin given by EDG.
Yeah, they are taking their time right now, working both extremities of the map now. Both B main and A main control. Safe from NRG. They don't want to throw anything away right now. Peek from Mata, though. That's very aggro. Just runs into two players. Shot down.
This likely allows for a spike scoop up and maybe even move over to the B side.
Yeah, they've got that full control on that side of the map.
Yeah, no rotates pulled.
You know, on this execute, players could get stalled out on account of mollies and the choke.
He's going to walk up again?
Yeah, well,
he's got a 0 point.
Spot out the north.
Dangerous Jenny wants to slide on in. It looks like they want to force the issue. It's moving away in the corner yet again. He's found 3. Oh, man. Float like a butterfly, sting like a Mac
Bro.
30 seconds
Bro was
left.
poised and waiting for that. Another little rat spot for Scuba pays off.
That is one site anchor that you
Did you
never
say that
want to run
he...
into. That duo of Scuba and Brock have
He
been
like...
so potent for these NRG defensive sides while anchoring.
He idolizing Nats,
show that off on Abyss,
but the real Nats gameplay is shown by another Viper.
They are definitely the standouts in that regard.
Yeah, we saw Ethan and Brock mostly on that A side on defense.
Well, we will see
that definitely
Nats later.
Puts a stop for some of the plans from EDG, and obviously not enough time in the round here to make anything happen for it. So NRG pleased with this result, win the round, lose one gun, keep the Odin, and flatten EDG as they attempt to be here.
Not too bad considering they lost Mata very early on there off that little A main push that